What's up guys, Simon here today, and I got you guys another tutorial. So here we go, I'm going to show you guys what we're going to be making. If it'll go. So obviously, if you haven't noticed by now, the colors in this right here, this footage, look 1,000 times better than what they do like here. So I want to show you guys how to make color correction, because that's another big thing of montages is people either they don't add color correction and it doesn't look nice, or they over color correct, and that's horrible. I'd rather prefer a montage with no color correction than someone that over color corrects and makes this ugly, disgusting color correction I don't want to watch. So I'll show you guys how to make this, plus I'm going to show you guys how to use adjustment layers. So new comp, just going to add our footage into a new comp. You could drag this footage onto it and it'll make a new composition straight away, and it'll make it perfect size. So there you go. I'm gonna put it right about here because that's how much we want to put it on. So to make color corrections, you can use the effect color corrections. They have a bunch of them in here, but I prefer magic bullet looks, and this is another external plugin that is what is it called? It's just not, you have to go buy it, or if you look online you can wink get it for free, wink. Anyways, you just want to drag this onto your clip, and nothing's going to change. You're going to hit it over here and it's going to hit edit, and you're going to see that it just takes a one frame out of our clip, and it'll put it in here. And so you're going to be wondering, how the heck do I use this? This is not even After Effects, and you're correct, it's not. So ignore this right here. This right here is its own personal thing. Don't even screw with this. What you're going to do is come over to the right, and you're going to see all these tools that you can use to make color corrections. So I'm going to show you guys a very simple one. There's tons of these things. You can use all of them, you can use none of them, or very few of them, and it makes a big difference on your clips. So I'm going to make a very simple CC. I'm going to show you guys my favorite effects on this right here, and so here we go. So number one is I want to show you guys edge softener, and if I drag that onto the lens, it sees it blurs the edges, but that's a little bit too much, and so I'm going to just grab this right here and I can drag it out, and it makes it less blurry and blurs on the very tips. But if you haven't noticed, this is a perfect circle, and this right here is not a perfect square. So what I can do is you can scroll out. I'm using my scroll wheel, by the way, scrolling it out. Is you can grab this and boom, it instantly looks, it fits on your screen. I don't know, it'd be perfect like that. And I'm gonna just, you can also grab on the edges right here and pull out, so it's a little less blurry, blurs on the very tips right here on the corners. I think it looks nice. You can still show off the kill feed, so there you go. So that looks pretty nice. Edge softener is one I use on almost every video. Another thing that I almost use on a good majority of my videos is Vignette, and I think this looks it's really cool. It makes it's like the same thing as edge softener, but it basically is a darkener to the edges. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make it like this again, and you can, oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all that you can adjust with this, so you can make it super duper blurry on the edges, or you can make it none. I'm just going to reset it to default. And your quantity, I never really mess with the quantity. I don't really mess with this right here on edge softener, but you can do whatever you want. Reset again. We're going back to our vignette, and we're just basically going to try to give it a nice little hint of darkness. And also these power buttons right here, you can use to turn on off the effect to see what it looks like. So it just adds a little dark hint. I'm a very happy person, so I don't like it to be that dark. So I'm gonna just make it like that. See what it looks like. See, it just adds a little tint. So there you go. You can also, I don't really mess with vignette with the coloring, but you can change the coloring around over here on this logo right here. I prefer to keep it default because vignette is different. You can also mess with all of these. I don't really mess with those that much. So next on our list of effects is, I have to go to post. Curves is the big one. Curves is really big. And this is where a lot of people can either over color correct, or they just need to have this. This is a very big one. Use this on like 95% of the color corrections is curves, and it basically, you can just adjust the curves in the video so it adds a little bit of tint to it, and it makes your videos pop out a little more. So put it on. See how much nicer it looks if you turn it off? It's like bland, nice, bland, nice, bland, nice. Okay, whatever. Who cares? I'm a loser. Okay, whatever. So there's big that, and then you can mess with the RGB, so you can change those. I don't really mess with it, but if you're doing for like a different kind of, if you're looking for like a tint in your montage, you like say you want a red tint, you can add that. Well, I don't really know what the heck that is. It looks like a pretty nice color correction, isn't it? But say you want a red tint, there you go. You can add a little bit of red tint to it. I personally don't like that, so I like to reset it back. Oh, didn't mean to reset both of them. But yeah, I normally just change the very first one, just so it has a little bit, a hint of, like, just pops out at you, it looks nicer. Okay, so next one is, let's see, we can go exposure, and this right here is one that you need to be careful with, but I think it adds a, just very nice. If you I can't talk, sorry about that, guys. It just adds exposure to it, makes your clip brighter or darker, and I usually like to put this on and just give it maybe like a 0.6. Just it brightens up the clip, because the vignette makes it so dark around it that I like to brighten it up a little bit. So there you go with that. And let's see what else I like. Diffusion. I love diffusion. Diffusion is awesome. It basically brightens up your sky, and you see, it just kind of brightens everything up. It's kind of the opposite of curves. Not really opposite, but it just adds a little haze. And what I like to do is I like to add more than one if this thing would ever open up. Where was it? Diffusion. I forget where it's at. I always forget where these things are at. A lot of color correction, use like maybe a couple of them. See how much brighter it makes it. But then you don't want to overdo it, because sometimes I feel like I overdo it. And you can also change the turn one of them on. You can also change like the size, which makes it huge, makes it tiny. I usually like to make it a little bit smaller and make a bunch of them. Change the glow radius, not really radius, I'm not sure what it is. Anyways, these things look nice. I'm gonna delete this diffusion. You can delete them by hitting delete. Another one, grad exposure. Grad exposures are really cool, and I'll show you how that is. So say I want say I want a red sky. I can put this to a red tint. Scroll out, and this right here is basically where it's going to become red. So say I want this sky right here to be red. This is not a very good example because it's only one clip, but you want to have this pretty generic for all the clips in your montage, because hopefully you're going to be doing that for all the clips. But I like to just extend this out, toy around with it, so I can get a nice exposure. There, that's kind of nice. So I'm not a big fan of red skies, but if you wanted to have a red sky, looks like it gives a little red hint to your video. It has red down here, but you can't really notice it. What else do we have? Let's see. There are all kinds of crap. A spot exposure is pretty much the same thing as a grad exposure. It's in one area. So if I make this a little bit smaller. Say what's this right here is super duper, I don't know, say something happened right here and it's super duper bright. I could put this right here, and I could turn the spot exposure down, and oh, that's way too much, but you kind of see what I'm saying. What if I wanted to make that sky super bright? There you go, make it brighter like this. So it basically is just like a little spot of where I can make we can make the stuff brighter. Hopefully I'm not boring you guys in this tutorial. I'm just trying to make a simple tutorial. Curves, you can shoulder. I'm not really sure what shoulder does, but I feel like it gives it a little bit of oomph to your video. I don't know. Never mind, just kidding. So that's basically it. And then when you want to be done with it, you can click finish and you're done. And see how much that looks. I should have not done this. I shouldn't have done this way. I should have told you guys to make click here, new adjustment layer. And what adjustment layers are is a layer that basically you can put an effect on this layer, and it'll affect every layer underneath it, as long as it's underneath it. It won't affect anything on top of it. So if you see, if I can drag this look, can I do this? No, I can't. Of course I can't. I can never do that. Okay, so we're gonna do is we're gonna delete looks, and we are gonna put on looks over here, and we're gonna edit this. I'm trying to keep this tutorial short. Now over here is a bunch of presets. I have some downloaded, like Phases 1 million Teamtage. Got that one downloaded. Computer runs real slow, but yeah, it's pretty hardcore. And then I got some ones that I've made. You can save them by going right here. So there you go. This is from a CC pack from, I think his name is Taser, something like that. I really can't remember where I got it from, but got some pretty neat CCs in there. Anyways, so I put the CC on, and I put it on the adjustment layer, and the adjustment layer affects pretty much all the layers below it. But if I drag this adjustment layer underneath the clip, it doesn't affect it. So if you drag the clip like underneath it, there we go, boom, it's down there, it's ready to go. So hope you guys kind of understood a little bit more about color correcting with looks and adjustment layers. Hopefully you'll understand it a little bit better. You're just gonna have to take some time. I recommend that you don't really download presets. You just need to practice on making them, because once you be able to make them, it makes your montages look more not so generic, and makes them look more just like style and more you, if you guys understand what I'm saying. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Make sure you comment down below what I should do next, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.